What is up, everyone? Okay, we got the mic set up. We got everything. I got to tell y'all, um, we're upgrading a little bit. So, what you see here today is going to be a different studio setup than you're literally going to see tomorrow. Um, and that's because every time I do something new, I want to make it better than the last time. So, thank all of you for coming on. Shara Ruffin, my hero, my partner in crime. Love you. If you see me looking to the right, what you are seeing right there, and I'll see if I could add my cam. This is actually one of the new parts of what I'm going to be doing. But what I have the availability to do is if I go over here and I go to here, and let me see if this, oops, wrong thing. Well, darn it. I have this cam that's supposed to work over here, but it doesn't appear to be working. Apologies. I'll get that rectified and figure it out. I just got to reach out to Elgato to do that. So, anyway, anytime I do something new, I want to upgrade, and you're going to see an upgraded system. Thank you for the comment on the mic. This is a Hypercast mic. It's the first one I got when I started getting into podcasting, live production, so on and so forth. It's still my go-to. But well, yeah, I guess I could technically show you through there, but whatever. Anyway, for those that don't know, we're relatively new, and I say relatively within the last 18 months. For a long time, I was doing monthly events. I had the Women's Empowerment Series, which I ran, and we did it every month for about 5 to 6 months. And what happened was I realized it was a lot of work, and I was doing it solo. So at a certain point, a guy said, I can't do this anymore. I couldn't do it all anymore. So that's when I started working with Future Kane, producing her show. And the last live production that I did, where I planned it, did the marketing, did everything, was back in August, or maybe it was early September, when last year when I interviewed Mark Talley, whose mother was lost in the top shooting, and who now runs an amazing, amazing nonprofit called Agents for Advocacy. So, what does that all have to do with why I'm here today? What the big announcement is? Well, over the last 5 weeks, soon to be 6, I've been putting out the DEIB playbook. What it is it's in my newsletters, and it's quite literally how I got to where I was, how I was able to accomplish what I was able to accomplish at the highest levels of tech. I spare no expense. I talk about everything very delicately, step by step, leaving no stone unturned. The entire objective is because I feel like in this space and this humanity work that we're doing, it's not fair for me, even though I'm actively looking for work, to say, okay, I have this knowledge, I'm not going to share it with the world. Because if somebody could use that to further a DEIB initiative to create a more inclusive, a more belonging, then that's what we need to do as part of a global society. So, anyway, 6 weeks, I've been putting this out. We did everything from employee resource group partnerships to alumni sourcing strategy to all different sorts of things. I apologize, it's getting late. And next week we're going to be talking about sustainability and then wrapping up the series. So here's what I've decided to do. I put out a call for speakers a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not going to lie, I had a couple people in mind, but it turned out a little bit better than I expected. So, without any further ado, Let's take a look at what's coming next month. So that's like a 4.5 minute song, and I let it linger for a little bit longer than I probably should have, because of the fact that I enjoy it. So let me, first of all, why is that? Okay. The back of my scene is a little bit low, so I'm going to eventually need to get this out of there. That's here. Yeah, okay, that works. So let me show everybody what's going on, and then this will give you a little bit of a better idea. So instead of having the video up, let me go into my fancy DEIB folder, and I could pull it up for you. So as I narrow this down to size, and this is normally something I wouldn't do, at least on air, this is what it's going to be. The DEI playbook is coming to LinkedIn Live on July 14th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. So what is this? What are we doing? Well, as many of you that have watched me know, I've done the talking. I wrote the newsletters. Now I get to have fun. I get to have the opportunity to host a group of speakers that are near and dear to my heart, that are some of the biggest advocates, proponents, heroes globally. So let me introduce them to you. What we have here to our left in the goal is Chris Armstrong. For those that do not know Chris Armstrong, I highly encourage you to get to know him. He is the co-owner of Veritas Culture. Now, what does Veritas Culture do? Veritas Culture is the only organization in the United States certified to provide certifications for diversity to belonging facilitation. He is a globally recognized speaker, facilitator. He really focuses on the idea of what the center issue is, what's at the core of what's going on. He's somebody that I have a very close relationship with. I've known for a couple of years. And he's going to bring an element to this conversation that's going to make people think in quite a different way than they have before. From Chris, let's go right above to Chris's above right. That's Crystal Howard. Crystal Howard is a senior DEI PM currently for Amazon, although we have to be careful with what we say here. Crystal was the person that when I got into my last job, she is who I went to that said, I am not going to deal with red tape. I am going to push past that red tape because I don't know any different. She is the one that initiated me in getting involved in speaking to the employee resource groups. She mentored me through and partnered with me as we got to the work that we did. Point of fact, there's two people here that without them, I wouldn't be sitting here today. That's Crystal Howard and the woman directly underneath her to the right, Sharita Washington. Sharita Washington is soon to be a globally recognized speaker. She is the president, co-president of Amazon's Black Employee Resource Group. She is a amazing single mother with a motivation like you've never heard. She is one of my best friends, and the other person absolutely integral into me building the foundation that I have set before you today with. Now, going down below to that wonderful woman underneath but between Chris and Sharita, that is Lori Thibodeau. I'm going to be honest. I'm not as familiar with Lori. Lori was somebody that reached out that said she wanted to be part of this project. And when I looked at her resume, when I heard her speak, it was quite apparent that there was no way I could get away with not having her on. She's a keynote speaker. She's a 2023 Woman of the Year. She was awarded a DEI Champion and Global ERG Award, Certified DEI Executive, Inclusive Leadership. She's been featured on LinkedIn, a whole bunch of other places, based out of Dallas, Texas. I'm really excited to hear what she has to say. This is one of those scenarios where I'm going to get a tremendous opportunity to learn from her. Now, to the top right, directly next to Crystal on the screen. Apologies. Now, when we talk about executives, I want you to meet Heidi Barker. Heidi Barker is a communication DEI executive. Again, she was part of the core team I worked with at my previous employer. She's one of the first people that reached out to me after I was let go. She's been a champion of me and of the cause. She's a communication strategist and a communication expert. And when it comes to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, she sat at that table. She's been with those CEOs, seen how those CEOs operate. She understands what it's like to have to navigate from the top down when most of us are sitting here having to navigate from the bottom up. Now, going to the other goal, that is Fulgence Henry. Fulgence Henry, I got to meet in a non-traditional way. Fulgence I met originally when he was on my dear friend Gabe Leal's show. And he's part of Ecamm Network, which is the organization that runs the streaming platform that I use and love. When I got to know Fulgence, I found out that not only is he a tremendous talent when it comes to the behind the scenes work and being on air talent, but he's a 10-year plus executive in nonprofit, specific focus on his Haitian heritage. Now, I asked him directly, I said, do you want to be behind the scenes on this one? Because him and I partner quite a bit on production work. But I really wanted everybody to get to hear him. Because to me, Fulgence is somebody that hasn't had the opportunity on a grand stage to speak to the things that he's truly great at. And when you get to hear Fulgence speak, when you get to hear the power behind what he does, it's going to be in a way that many people, whether they know him or not socially, have probably never heard him before. I am absolutely grateful that I have gotten to hear that side of him. And because of that, I know the brilliance that he's going to be bringing. Now, I didn't leave the last person because they were the last person. I left this person before we get to me because of the immense amount of respect that I have for them. Not that I don't have it for everybody else, but Ishan Peterson, I got to meet actually because of Chris Armstrong. We sat in on a diversity to belonging facilitation prep course together. I was not at my best during those couple of days. Sean, dare I say, saw past it. And the amount of respect that I have for her, the amount of respect that I have for her as a professional speaker, as a trainer, as a facilitator, as a people and culture educator. She calls herself a Jedi strategist. I, Everybody that knows me knows I prefer Spaceball strategist, but that's a different story. She's a founder, a CEO. She's done it all. This is another scenario where I get to put somebody that I've seen in just a tremendous light, and I get the luxury, the opportunity to have them in a place where their voice gets to be heard by even more. This is what makes me happy. Now, speaking of me, obviously I'm here. So what am I going to be doing? What am I going to be participating in as part of this? Well, if you've seen my previous lives, you know that oftentimes I act as a facilitator. I could tell you with quite certainty, I'm a lot better at facilitating live conversations like this than I ever am at anything Chris tried to prepare me for. So, on July 14th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be talking about the DEI playbook. Now, one last thing that I want to make sure I mention, this isn't going to be based on strictly what I have created as part of my newsletter series. This isn't the Dan show. This isn't the, hey, I'm going to present and have them talk about the work that I've done. No, this is going to be an organic, native, natural conversation based on the ideologies, experiences, and expertise of 7 incredible people. We're going to be doing it 90 minutes. We are going to be doing live replays. I'm going to be cutting the clips up afterwards. But I'm telling you now, I want you to click that you're going to attend when it goes live shortly after this airs. The reason I do this, the reason that many of the people that are part of this do this, is because they understand that this is the work that needs to get done. We can't stop. So we'll share. Let your friends know they're going to get some nuggets dropped that you're not going to be expecting. They're not going to get the rosy luxury presentation of DEIB. They're going to get the gritty, the real, the honest. And they're going to get a playbook they could take back with them. So, I'm not staying on too long tonight, but I wanted to let you know we will be back. Hit us up. Let us know. We're going to be marketing this like crazy because I know the power that it's going to bring, and I want people to hear it. Now, speaking of which, here's the thing, and this is what I'm going to cap with. The reason that I originally stopped doing these presentations because it's a lot of work. I want to keep bringing them to you, but it's not cheap on time and it's not cheap on money. And those are 2 things I don't have much of. If you are interested in being a sponsor for the event and getting your information put out there, please let me know. If you want to be financially vested within this product, let me know. If you want to run a donation to a nonprofit and you want our help to do it based on the work that we're going to be pushing out, let us know. We're here for you. And finally, I have to say it because I have to plug myself. If you are looking for a DEIB senior PM, please let me know. You quite literally have what will be 6 newsletters full of information talking to you exactly about how I did, what I did, how I do, what I do, There's no question to be had about my capabilities, how I operate. So if you're looking for somebody, you found them right here. I appreciate you for being here. Touch base, yeah, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Anyway, goodbye for now. I will see you soon. I can't wait to share I can't wait to share the DEI playbook with all of you. I can't figure out the damn music I want to play tonight. I don't know. Yeah, this is the problem with having 6 pages of music. No, that's not. Now we'll go with that. Screw it. Till next time.